Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet! Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. This is a review for The Matrix Resurrections. Actually, I've recorded this review already. I've uploaded it, right? I made the thumbnail, I uploaded it, ready to go. And I just thought last night I was in bed, man, there's a lot of stuff more that we need to talk about. It's a quicker review. This will be a quicker review. It's going to be mostly spoiler-free. There will be mild spoilers. I will warn you as we go on when the spoilers are coming. For me, look, if you want the complete spoiler-free review, I liked it. I liked it a lot, right? I think it's one of the better movies of the year. I put it in the top 5 movies of 2021, and it's actually got a little bit of competition towards the end of 2021. I think it was better than, what else came out this year? Suicide Squad. I think it was better than Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I liked a lot. I don't think it was good as Spider-Man No Way Home, which I just thought was a ton of fun. And I don't think it was as good as Dune, because I just thought that was quite innovative, where this wasn't, which is a great shame, right? The reason we love The Matrix, other than it being insanely cool, is because it was so breathtakingly innovative. So you're not getting that in this one, right? Just as you didn't get it in really the second or third one. You did a somewhat in the second or third one, but you don't really get it in the second or third, but there are some incredibly strong ideas that I think everybody needs to consider and everybody needs to think about, dealing with how we as a species interact with technology now and how that has evolved in the last 20 years. And I think, the original trilogy really did predict much of the upcoming 20 years. I think this movie talks about now and hopefully is predicting the upcoming 20 years. So for me, it's a recommend. I didn't feel it was woke in any way. I really didn't. I don't know why people think it is, but I didn't think it was at all. But again, you never, ever, you can't go home again. You're never going to get that first Matrix film when the first time Trinity leaps into the air and freezes in bullet time and everybody goes, wow! Or at least they would have gone, wow, had, who was it? Old Navy. Oh, so annoying. I would have been so pissed if I was Warner Brothers, if I was the Wachowskis, that Old Navy used the bullet time technology in an ad about a month or two before The Matrix came out. And it stole it. It stole that, thing. But this did it a lot better. In fact, I actually ended up, because I like this movie, I ended up watching Matrix half of the Matrix Reloaded last night. Skip the first hour, right? That whole dance sequence is weird. But other than that, I quite like it. Fine. Like, share, subscribe. All these things are very good things to do. I recommend that even more highly than I recommend the Matrix Resurrections. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Comment's a really big one. If you're listening on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. I don't know what that means. But hit it anyway. And sign up to my Substack. Yeah, down there, sign up my Substack. It's basically a Twitter replacement. I keep you updated on what I'm doing on the channel, which is so you get videos every day. I'm going to be sending out comic books and all kinds of good stuff. There's going to be a paid version, which I tried to make $3 a month. They said, no, nothing do it. You got to do it $5 a month. I'm like, oh, okay. But the paid version, it's not really starting until somebody pays for it, which I doubt anybody's going to, until I start plugging it. I'm not even doing that. I'm just talking about it right now. Fine. Late shows are going, okay, we're talking about all that stuff. Let's talk about The Matrix Resurrections. Yeah, I liked it a lot. This is not the movie you think it's going to be. And I love that, right? Yeah. Subverting expectations is a good thing when it's done from a creatively valid place, right? When you're doing it because you have no idea what to do, it's not such a great idea. And I think this comes from an entirely creatively valid place. Interestingly enough, it spends about the first half hour of the movie saying how much it doesn't want to exist, how much they didn't want to make this movie. It's so bizarre. Okay, we're getting into mild spoilers right now. Mild spoilers. At the beginning of the movie, Keanu Reeves is Thomas Anderson. You remember, just as he was Thomas Anderson in the original Matrix, working in a cubicle. Now he's 20, 30 years later, and he made this game called The Matrix, which is essentially The Matrix, right? It was a huge, huge hit. And there's literally a line in the movie where they say, where his business partner, who you've something interesting happens with him later on, his business partner says, our overlords at Warner Brothers have demanded a sequel. They're going to do it with or without us, so we might as well do it because that's the only way it can be any good. Right? So and that's literally a line in the movie, right? Absolutely a line in the movie. And they do listen. It delivers what I consider very classic Matrix action. You get the bullet time. You get go beyond the bullet time. The car chases, the gunplay, all that stuff's fantastic. But the reason I think one comes to the reason I love the Matrix is because it's a philosophical take on the universe. So one of the first reasons I think was it Lana Wachowski didn't want to do a sequel. The Wachowski did not want to do sequels, is because a sequels always invalidate the hero's journey within the first one, right? They build up. They spent 3 movies creating a journey that Neo and Trinity went on. I think Trinity being central to the story is the reason people are calling it woke, but Trinity's always been central to the story, right? It's always been central to the story. But I think that's an aside. But sequels in general essentially invalidate that hero's journey. So everything you fought for and struggled for and tried to get through in that first story, all for nothing because you got to come back and do something similar again, right? So that it takes away the consequences for that journey that they went on. So they didn't do that with this. There was an absolute genuine consequence for Neo and Trinity's journey, which brought unity towards the between the machines and the people. Right, that's where they left it, and there was a great deal of sacrifice to get there. And they're on the precipice of a brave new world, a new understanding, right? When we left them. So now it's 6 years later in the real world, in the Matrix world. Who knows, right? 6 years later, and things have absolutely progressed. So, but the way the movie starts off is really interesting in that it does something that Star Trek, the J.D. Abrams Star Trek movies did, but I think does it in a much cleverer way. You get to play some sort of Matrix karaoke, where you see things from the original Matrix being replayed again with other people, and it's all about being on loops and seeing those loops and being able to perceive those loops and thus be able to break out of them. So right at the beginning, we're introduced to a new character who is pretty much a replacement for Morpheus. And again, I consider this mild spoiler. I don't think it happens in the first 20 minutes. I consider a mild spoiler. Or I don't think that's very clear from the trailer. I consider a mild spoiler. So the person breaking out the loop in at the beginning is a machine, is a program. They call themselves synthetics, and it just gives it a real level of moving that world forward, right? And it starts to ask really, really interesting questions which I think are important. Firstly, they work out to... Okay, we're getting into much heavier spoilers now, but again, these are philosophical spoilers, not plot spoilers, right? So they work out they can make a much better Matrix by sparking people's desire and fear, right? Which is essentially, they're talking about corporate media very, very, very openly, right? Doesn't matter what channel you watch CNN, you watch Fox, you watch, they're all doing the same thing. They're all trying to make you terrified and make you feel like you're in a war and half the world is against you, right? They're all trying to make you feel that we are polarized. Why? Because it gives them more views. People watch it more, and in the movie, it sparks more electricity off a human body because they're making us so insanely crazy, right? And I think that's such an incredibly important lesson, and a message that we should all just try and get into our heads, that these machines, these algorithms are designed to make us crazy, are designed to make us hate each other. And the truth is, most people are about the same level of I will say positive and negative traits. You get people who are bigger douchebags, you get people who are nicer. But basically everyone is in the same ballpark. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter what ideology that you believe in, except the ideology that we're being sold there. Again, through algorithms, is that we are at war, right? And they actually say that in the movie as well. There's something that creates a lot of energy, and the feeling that we're at war, and it does. It galvanizes people, it makes people push forward. But to be at war, you have to The reason the Matrix works in this new version, right? The reason it works is the people inside the Matrix don't know they're in the Matrix, and they don't want to know. Right? They're just, no, I want to accept the realities, and I want to worry about the divisions, this cultural divide, more than anything else, right? So that, I see that's the one of the central messages. The second central message, which is fascinating, given that it's what's it, Lana Wachowski, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. So Lana is one of the a very early trans person, I think a very, very genuine trans person, and it seems to be they are completely out of step with trans philosophy in 2021, because the whole core of the movie is not is Neo the one, but the one is a stable family environment with a male and a female. Right? That's the overwhelming message of the movie, and it actually translates into a very sweet love story, I think, between Neo and Trinity, which I liked a lot. I mean, I really liked a lot, and also you get to see a bunch of characters that from the original ones evolved in different ways. Agent Smith is back, but not in the way that you think, and I love that. I absolutely adore that. You get to see. Do you remember the little Indian child from the second and third one? You see her grown up now, right? There's a lot of stuff like that in it. And again, my favorite returning character is the Moravincian, looking a little bit worse aware. Now, if you don't know who any of these people are, it might not be for you. I freaking adore the Matrix movies, right? Absolutely adore the Matrix movies. I think so the direction excellent, special effects excellent, and performances just excellent. All round. Keanu Reeves great. Carrie-Anne Moss also great. And the weird thing about Carrie-Anne Moss is they keep flicking between like her young self and herself today. I couldn't really tell the difference. She looks pretty much the same to me. I think she's in very good shape. Generally speaking, I just think this thing was a real good investment, 2.5 hours of my life, right? I don't feel that about a lot of things I see nowadays. So for me, it's a strong recommend. I hope you watch it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you give it a chance. I don't know why people are hating on it so much. It's not going to be the 1999 Matrix. You're not going to feel that. Right, you are. It is nice seeing Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves, so we all love Keanu Reeves. One thing I was surprised that they didn't put in was in the original Matrix movie, you had one character, what was her name? Rabbi, I can't remember the name, but when she goes into the Matrix, she has like a female self-image, and outside it's a male. So they had a very early trans stuff going on there, which I thought would have been really interesting, would have worked on that Matrix, but Warner Brothers said, oh no, that's too weird, you have to wait 21 years. But they didn't do that at all. It just seems to be that Lana Wachowski, this is Lana Wachowski rejecting corporate mentality and corporate understanding, even to down to her own personal identity, which I think is a very bold and brave thing to do, which is something that you always expect from Matrix movies. So yeah, look, for me it's a recommend. Go check it out if you like. It's a full action flick, and I liked it. Big recommend from me. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. Sign up my Substack. Rumble or Rumble. Whatever that may be. Just rumble it, baby. Rumble. And have yourselves a very, very, very Merry Christmas.